Our last unit in language arts is going to be figurative language. This is a very fun unit, and it's too bad you're not in class because we could share some really fun sentences and activities with this unit. If you're in grade 5, this may look familiar to you because you may have done it last year, but I'm giving you different assignments, so it's not going to be exactly the same. So what is figurative language? Well, we talk about figurative language versus literal language. Now, literal language is writing or saying something that means its actual definition. So, you say what you actually mean. The sun is hot. The water is clear. That bag is blue. So, you say what you actually mean. Words or phrases that mean something different than what it actually says is figurative language. So your brain has to figure out what the writer is trying to say. Now, I'm going to show you a picture that better explains what I mean. So if you take a look at the man on the right, well, he ran fast. That's simple. You actually mean what you say. Okay, he ran fast. But if you take a look at the picture on the left, figurative language says he ran like the wind. Now your brain figures out really quickly that, well, wind can't run, but wind is pretty fast when it blows. So when people say he ran like the wind, that means he's running pretty fast. This uses an example of a simile, and we'll look at similes later. So why do we use figurative language? Why can't we just say what we mean? So if every sentence in a book were written literally, saying exactly what you mean, you would probably get bored really quickly. Figurative language allows the reader to think about what's being read, linger on the details, and think about the comparisons that the author is making. The writer describes something through the use of unusual comparisons for effect, interest, and to make things clearer. The result of using this technique is the creation of interesting images. So when people read a book, they're reading it for enjoyment a lot of the time. So if you're trying to enjoy something, if the author is using language that helps you draw a picture in your mind, that's much more interesting than just telling you what it looks like. So if the author uses figurative language, you can draw a picture in your mind of what you think the author is trying to say. It's just a much more interesting way to write. So we're going to talk about 4 types of figurative language. There's onomatopoeia, alliteration, hyperbole, and simile. The first 2 are a grade 4 objective, and the bottom 2 are grade 5's objective. The bottom 2 is a grade 5 objective, but because we're a combined class, we're going to do all 4, and they're very, very simple. So onomatopoeia. Words that imitate the sounds associated with the objects or actions they refer to. So these are words that sound like what they mean. For example, crack. If you say crack, it sounds like the wall is cracking. If you say pow, if you're punching someone, the sound that it could make when you punch someone is pow. And bang, bang. If you bang on a pot, it kind of sounds like bang, the word bang. Alliteration is the repetition of initial consonant sounds in 2 or more neighboring words or syllables. So repetition means to repeat or do it over and over again. Consonant sounds are the first letter sounds in a word. Okay, initial means first. And consonants are letter sounds in 2 or more neighboring words or syllables. So here's an example. I used my own name. Helen had her handbag in a horrible house. So you could probably tell me what sound that I'm repeating. Well, it's the H sound, right? Huh, 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 huh. Okay, now it's not hard to make sentences like this, but the sentences have to make sense. You don't just want to find a whole bunch of words that begin with H and just string them together. That's not what alliteration is. So you have to find the same sound, put them in a sentence, but it has to make sense. Here's another one. Go and gather the green leaves on the grass. Well, we've got g, g, and gr and gr. Now this one is on the fence. In other words, it's kind of alliteration, it's kind of not, because you have g and g for go and gather. Then you changed the sound and you made gr and gr for green and grass. So yes, it's alliteration. Here's go and gather is one type of alliteration. Green and grass is another. So that example is not as good. Now here's an example that sounds good, but it's completely not alliteration. The fat cat sat wearing a brand new hat. Okay, fat, cat, sat, and hat, they sound very similar, but these are rhyming words. They're not using the initial consonant sounds and repeating them. So if you're going to use fat, you might want to use more words that start with F in this. The fat cat sat wearing a brand new hat sounds cool, but it's not alliteration. Okay, and the last one, not the last one, the next one is called hyperbole. It looks like the word hyperbole, but it's hyperbole, and this means making something sound bigger, more exciting, or more important than it really is. In other words, you're using exaggeration. You guys do this all the time, okay? My backpack weighs a ton. I could eat a horse. Well, your backpack really doesn't weigh a ton, because if it does, you probably wouldn't be able to lift it. What you're saying is your backpack's really heavy, but when you say your backpack's really heavy, people are like, yeah, whatever. But if you make it sound so much more difficult than it is, then people might listen to you. If you're hungry, you say you could eat a horse, but horses are rather big. You probably couldn't really eat an entire horse. Okay? So I found a video on the internet. It's called What is Hyperbole? It's an excellent hip-hop video. And rather than explain more to you about it, I'm going to let you watch this one. It's very catchy, and this hyperbole person does an excellent job of it. So I'm going to let you watch that. A simile, and now you see these all the time, is when you compare two unlike things using the words like or as. So for example, he crept into the room as quiet as a mouse. The cloud was fluffy like cotton candy. The snowflakes sparkled like millions of tiny diamonds. He was as angry as a grizzly bear. So you're comparing two things. You're comparing being quiet as a mouse. There's the word as. The cloud is like cotton candy. There's your word like. The snowflakes sparkled like diamonds. There's your word like. He was as angry as a grizzly bear. There's your word as. So you've been using similes probably since grade 2 or 3 for sure. Maybe you didn't know they were called similes, but when your teacher asked you to describe something in more detail, this is probably what you were doing. So on the next Google Slides document, you're going to get 4 assignments. The Google Slides document is called Figurative Language Assignments, and there's 4 pages. There's a whole bunch of activities, including fill in the blank and chances to make your own sentences. I've made it so you can write directly on the documents. Now, this unit is not difficult. It's actually very simple, and it's supposed to be fun. So please take some time and make it fun.